So, Matt, we hear that Zach Plesac breaks his thumb taking off his shirt. Reminds me of the Bull Durham. Reminds me of the Bull Durham scene where it's like, do not punch a drunk with your pitching hand.
All right, Dave, let's talk about this, you and me. Do you believe that?
Man, I don't know. I'm having a tough. I'm kind of gullible, but I'm having a tough time with that one.
You're such a nice man. And I'm with you. I'm trying, but
Yeah.
I've never heard of that before.
No,
And
it's
Zach
creative.
Zach he's a young dude, and unfortunately there's a history there when he went out and partied in Chicago last year and got banished home. So I don't, give Tito credit. He kept a straight face yesterday telling that story. I just have trying to believe it, but it's a hard time.
So what do you expect to get out of Tristan McKenzie? Now, keep in mind, you had the conversation with Tristan McKenzie telling him, we really think you should go down to AAA because we need you to get right so you can come up and help us win games. And now, because you've got a doubleheader coming up on Monday against the White Sox, you got to call him back up and have him pitch. Then there's another spot in the rotation you have to fill. What do you hope to get if you're the Indians from Tristan McKenzie?
Well, speaking of immature, we talked about Zach Plesac. Tristan McKenzie's so young.
Yep.
And when you get sent down, you do have, I believe, 24 to 48 hours or whatever it is to report to where you're going. For example, when Andres Jimenez was sent down, I think he was out in Seattle, so he probably had to go back to Cleveland, get his stuff, go to Columbus, and he took a few days before he got there. As far as McKenzie goes, you'd figure, wow, I'm getting demoted. I was on this team last year. I was on the team to start the year. I'm going to head right to Columbus and hit the weight room. And instead, I'm seeing on my Twitter feed, he was spotted at an Akron game, hanging in the stands. He was at a Lake County game, hanging in the stands. It's like, that's sort of Bauer-esque. Then he finally got to Columbus, and now he's coming back because they need him, and it's an injury situation. I don't know what we're going to get tonight. I have no idea. I would hope that maybe it's like, hey, listen, I got demoted. I'm getting a second chance. So I'm going to put the ball close to the plate. He's not facing the White Sox. He's not facing the Yankees. This is the Tigers. They're not exactly 1 through 9 Miguel Cabrera from 10 years ago. It's Miguel Cabrera from now and a few others, Candelario and a few others that can hit. But otherwise, it's not a great lineup. We saw Savali last night dominate. Henches got through 5 the other night and probably should have given up a lot more runs than he did. But again, they swung and missed a lot. So I just hope that he takes it upon himself to go, look, they're sending me down after this game. Then I'll be the 27th man and likely pitch on Monday. But hopefully I'm going to make their decisions tough. And if I can get 2 good starts in here, maybe I'll stay. We'll have to see how this works out.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting. The high strike works for him with swing and miss, but then he can't command the pitches where he needs to. It's got to be frustrating not only for him but for Tito and Carl Willis too, because the parts are there. If the young guy can put it together and learn how to pitch off of what he does so well, what do you do with this rotation? I mean, literally, you've now got 1 and 2, and then question mark, question mark, question mark.
Well, I was talking to my brother about this last night. Sam Henches now has to stay. Whether he's really performing or not, he's going to have to stay up here and figure it out. Then you're looking at, for example, so tonight McKenzie pitches. Friday, I'm assuming it's either going to be J.C. Mejia or Eli Morgan, but Morgan is scheduled to pitch tomorrow in Columbus. Curveball specialist that they like. Are they going to go out and trade for somebody or find somebody else? I doubt it. Scott Moss is hurt. The Cal Quantrill, do you stretch him out a little bit? And maybe start him in some bullpen games and get him back stretched out. I think he's an option. Those aren't terrible options, but it's a definite
there
struggle.
Isn't the one guy that you think the young guy, And Morgan, I think, missed a couple starts early in the year. And
Right.
when you look at
Right.
who's pitching well in Columbus, there's a guy, Kirk McCarty, 25 years
Yep.
old, has made 4 starts, 23 and 2/3 innings pitched, 7 earned runs is all he's given up. So it's a 2-point-something ERA, 2.66. Average against is 183. He's given up 3 home runs. That's a 25-year-old guy who before this year had never pitched above high A. That could
Right.
be who you look to. Again, it's something that the Indians aren't used to doing. They're searching for what they're going to do with the starters, which ain't a great thing.
It's not. And can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. No, it's not. I think that, McCarty, I think would be the last option. Not that I don't think they feel I don't think they're as high on him as they were, that they are with Eli Morgan. Again, Quantrill nearly made the team out of spring training as the 5th starter and lost to Logan Allen. That's a name we haven't brought up either. Logan Allen has been a disaster at Columbus. So they're revamping everything with him. It kind of started with him as his struggles with what's going on. So McCarty, I think, would be an option, but I think he'd be after Morgan and after Mejia, if I had to guess.